He's arrived. He's arrived. Eagles defeat Rams on their way to the NFC Championship Game. Come on, Washington. Guess what? We got someone waiting for you. That boy JC, he's arrived and he here's to stay. So let's talk about it. Let's go.
This champ talk, shooting shots, they just want me to fade. But my game made when I'm getting buckets today. Crossover, pull up, bet you fall for the hezzy. Game 7, prime time is butterflies on your belly. Now can you do it? Folding under the pressure, boy, can you do it? If you going, show them who better. Don't let the game slip and don't get caught in the lights. Crown me, yeah, Jordan taking off on the
Baby,
flight.
give me all the rings right now, we the champions. We the champions. I do my thing right now and it can't be done. They said it can't be done. Give me all the rings right now, we the champions. We the champions. I do my thing right now and it can't be done. They said it can't be done.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly, score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yes, sir.
Road to victory.
Sing it, sing it.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Yes, sir. Welcome to another installment of Open Gym here, powered by Philly Sports Network. I'm your host, AB, and this is another show of the great show here, Philly Sports Network, Open Gym Network. As you all know, our Philadelphia Eagles has defeated the St. Louis Rams. I took it all the way back. The LA Rams in the divisional round on their way to the NFC Championship Game. Again, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell everybody about it. Let's have a good time today. But one of the main culprits, one of the main reasons that these Eagles are alive today and they're facing, and the Washington Commanders are coming down to Philadelphia to face them at the Link this week on Sunday afternoon, is for one reason, not one reason, but one of the biggest reasons why we are on our way to the NFC Championship Game is this man we call Baby Rhino, BG would call him, Jalen Carter, man. Jalen Carter had a sensational game. And before I even dive into, y'all know I love Baldy and his breakdowns of what happened. I just want to show you some of the things that Baldy seen, that we all seen even on paper, on TV during that time. And Jalen Carter and just the menace and just how disruptive he is in this game that we call football. Let's listen to Baldy real.
Let's concentrate on Jalen Carter right here. Right there, he gives a signal to Nolan Smith. You come crash the party and I'll loop. There's the signal. There's the crash. Bam. Kevin Dotson's down. Jalen Carter gets to Matt Stafford on 3rd and 3, time to punt. All right, that was that. Now, on this play right here, he's going to work to the outside. He's going to call this holding call. Yep, they actually called one on Havenstein right here. The flag came out, backed him up 10 yards. All right. Now, you watch this right here. Watch the outside swim. Bam. All right, now, here comes the back. Beats the back, and he gets to Stafford, forcing that errant throw. Almost picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. Now, first play of the third quarter. All right, snow's piling up. Here he comes inside, getting to the feet of Stafford right there, nipping at him, maybe forcing that throw past Cooper Kupp. Who knows? Now, 16-15 after the safety. All right, here we go. First play of the fourth quarter. Biggest play of the game to this point, coming right here. Like, here he comes playing off the block, and here comes Kyron Williams. He balls that right hand up and punches that ball out. And Isaiah Rodgers falls on it and takes it down to the 5-yard line. Huge play in a 16-15 game right there. Turn that momentum completely around. Now, one-on-one with Bo Limmer, the center. Here he comes. Gets that piece of that ball right there. Working the rookie center over and over again. Late swim. Here he comes. And now here comes Ojomo. finishing it off as they fell into that twist. Beautiful. And then you get this. Here it comes again. There's that swat, and down goes Stafford. Swat, Stafford. Then one more play right after that. Here you go. Final play of the game, 4th and 11. Does Stafford have one more great throw in him? Again, he's beating the center. He's coming right up, right down Broad Street right there, and maybe forces that errant throw on the outside to Nakua. And the Eagles hang on to win that one. See you back here next Sunday at 3 o'clock for the NFC Championship game.
Y'all heard Baldy what he said. See you back here next Sunday at 3 p.m. for the NFC Championship game. And he's a part of the reason why. We've been waiting for this moment. We've seen flashes of him, of his dominance during the season here and there. But when you needed him most, when you needed someone to make a play, JC comes through and be the most dominant player that we've probably seen since whoever, especially within that draft class, who he probably was the best player within that draft class. He's here. He's arrived. He's here, and he has arrived, most certainly. Pull up a forced fumble, pressures, sacks, whatever you need from him. Like you seen, there was a lot of times that Baldy even explained within that, in that clip of, he didn't necessarily get there, but he affected Matthew Stafford, going at his feet, making him move his feet while he's trying to follow through. All the different types of things, altering throws when we need a play to be made. We all watched the game when Cooper Kupp killed that pass. I know everyone probably sat there like, no, this can't be it. This can't be it. This can't be it. This cannot be the way we go out and lose within these playoffs. And right on cue, there goes Jalen Carter being who he was. Back-to-back plays on the third down play, getting the sack, and then on 4th and 11, still altering Matthew Stafford just enough, another pressure on him, just enough to throw that ball wide to where he couldn't catch the ball. Jalen Carter will be, if not the best, top 3 defensive linemen in this game. And that's hands down. And you see it, things are starting to slow down. He's starting to get it. He's starting to, the pressure is there. You can't block him one-on-one. The times that Jalen Carter literally didn't show up or didn't do anything, rather, was most of the times when double team, triple team. But the very moment that they needed someone to just one-on-one block with this man, he wrecked shop, which you have that type of impact up the middle by him. Now you're getting guys like Josh Sweat, tackles for loss, Nolan Smith, another sack, another person that's going off. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Stopping in. I appreciate you. I know I'm a little late this week. I had a lot of different things going on this week that had to, prolong this stream. But we here now. We talking about it. We're going to dive right into it. The Eagles was on their way to the NFC Championship game. And I can't wait this weekend. But back to Jalen Carter. Dominant. Just dominant. Could not be stopped. Whether it's snow, whether it's no snow, he could not be stopped. And the play of the fumble, the play where he forced the fumble on Kyron Williams, that was just absolutely beautiful. To not only get blocked, shed the block, get over, and be able to get your hand in there to punch it out, and then Isaiah Rodgers doing the rest, getting the ball, taking it down on the 5-yard line. Absolutely sensational. Something we haven't seen since a guy like Fletcher Cox. And just being honest, I didn't see too many times Fletcher Cox sitting there punching balls out. The athleticism, the quick feet, the quick twitch, the first step, the hand placements, the hand movement, all those things. Fletcher Cox 2.0, Aaron Donald. You might as well go right there. The semblance of the Reggie Whites and things of that nature like that. This is who we got when we drafted Jalen Carter. And the simple fact Jalen Carter was able to slip down the draft to what was a 9 or 10 that the Eagles were drafting at. And for him to become an Eagle, to come to a first-class organization like this, it's unfair. It's absolutely unfair. We have to give props for Howie Roseman identifying something like this. knowing that he had the possibility of getting a guy like that, knowing the track record or the off-field things that happened prior to draft night, taking that chance, knowing that you're coming to an organization that we're going to have your back, that we're going to let you be you, but know and teach you how to be a true professional. And Jalen Carter has been that in this particular season, much more. Playing 100% of the snaps most of the time. Playing out there through injury. Whatever it might be that's going on with him, still showing up, still playing. 2 sacks on the night on that day. Once again, 5 combined tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, 3 quarterback hits. Come on. We're talking about a defensive tackle. This isn't your end. Defensive end that, will accumulate some of these type of stats. This is your defensive tackle, the one that most of the time is going to draw 1 or 2 men on each and every play. 1 or 2 men on each and every play. Line that up. Absolutely. Absolutely. The way this defense is playing, why can't we finish the job? I want to break it down. Like I said, I love Baldy. Break down the Philly Dogs. Yes, sir. And we're going to go through all 3 levels of this because that's Jalen Carter and the defensive line of what they do. But here goes Baldy in the defense in general, because we have to give credit where credit's due, is the defense as well. The defense has been playing sensational all season. Well, been the leading factor as to why we're always in games all season. But since the bye week, it's just been out of this world. And one of the reasons is as well is third down, where in the past, especially last year, third down was a kryptonite. We remember all the 3rd and 20s, the 3rd and 18s, the 3rd and 19s, the 3rd and 15s, and we're just giving them up. But here goes Baldy on the defense's third down play this past week.
Number of key third down stops. This is 3rd and 2. It's a 13-10 game right here. You get the tight end in motion, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson runs with them. And right here, Kyron Williams is going to hit this hole. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson hits it first, takes him for a 1-yard loss, and now they got to kick a field goal. Then you get this one right here. See, their answer when they think you're going to run the ball, the Eagles' answer is they go to a 6-2 front. All right, they cover every gap. Cooper DeJean over here, Zach Bond here. Now, right here is Josh Sweat. This is 3rd and 1. Josh Sweat doesn't get blocked, and he takes down Kyron Williams. And then you get this. You got a bunch of max pressures. Unusual. In a 1915 game, Vic Fangio sent 6 men. All right? And so now you're going to get right here, coming off the edge, is this Nolan Smith, who just keeps getting better and better. And he gets the ball out of Stafford's hands right there on 3rd and 10, and Zach Bond recovers. They would take that ball right there and turn it into a 22-15 game. And then finally this. One more 6-man pressure right here. Here comes Bond and Oren Burks stepping up. It's 3rd and 10, right? It's 22-15 game. And Stafford's going to be looking for Nakua across the middle. And he's got him too. Except Oren Burks times this jump perfectly and gets in the passing lane. Otherwise, Nakua is going to probably catch that ball for a first down. Key 3rd down stops all game long.
Togetherness, cohesiveness, play as one. That's what this defense is. That's where now you got other guys eating. That's where when you lose a guy, and shout out to Nakobe Dean, obviously that was something that was, not cool to happen as far as, him getting injured. I know this sucks. Prayers out to him. Hopefully speedy recovery, especially at a time like this late in the year. But even missing your guy, your green dot guy, your middle linebacker, your leader of the defense, guys step in and play. Like a Oren Burks. Like a Jeremiah Trotter at time the previous week having spot duty getting, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the previous week spot duty getting in there playing. No, didn't see a lot of Jordan Davis this week, but Joe Milton Williams stepping up this year. Josh Sweat with the resurgence. And this isn't like the Lions, who we all know is decimated on defense, missing a lot of players. I want to say they said it was about 15, 18 players they're missing on starters or something like that on defense in general. Whereas now you're at a point where it's just a lot of guys that's just trying hard, that's just trying to play hard for their team. No. Yes, Oren Burks is a backup, but you can see he studies. You could tell he's in the meeting rooms diving in. He was strictly supposed to come here and be a special team guy. Now doing that, but then also on the field making plays, breaking up a pass, batting down a pass that probably most likely been caught for a first down. Making tackles for loss, even on that fourth quarter drive that the Rams were on, made a tackle for loss in the backfield. We all know about Zach Bond. He needs to get paid today and not have to wait. We know about Zach Bond, the all-pro, the Pro Bowler, the practice squad at the Saints, still doing his thing. Being called to be in the Mike linebacker now with the green dot, calling the plays, getting everyone situated in their place playing. Him still showing up and showing out. And then on the back end, snowy weather, slick footing, having to dust off your cleats. And although we lose Quinyon in the last matchup in that game, guys stepping in like Isaiah Rodgers and at one point Kelly Ringo come in and show why they're formidable backups as well. Here's what Baldy on the back end, how they played last week as well.
Eagles' pass defense on Sunday was very good. Like you watch Slay right here in perfect position on Nakua. Upfield shoulder, and then here comes the break and playing the ball in the air. One play after another. Quinyon, before he was injured, this throw right here to Nakua. Perfect position over the inside shoulder. Didn't get handsy, not turning anybody. Nope. Absolutely no penalties in here. You watch Isaiah Rodgers right here. All right, on the snow, being able to make this break. All right, keep his feet underneath him and defend that pass to Robinson on the outside. You watch right here, the Cooper Kupp and Cooper DeJean right here on this fade route. All right, probably could have had an interception right there. At least that's what he was thinking. Maybe Kupp got a little hand on it right there. But then it was all the way to the very end. You watch this right here with Slay on this in cut right here. Perfect position by Slay, playing the ball in the air perfectly, all the way to the very end of this game right here. To 4th and 11, Nakua, 28-22 game, sticky coverage. I mean, they batted balls down to line of scrimmage. They tipped passes. They got in the passing lanes. No penalties on the defensive backs. That was a good game.
A great game, especially dealing with the weather that we was a part of, knowing that in a situation like that, your DBs are at a disadvantage because the wide receiver knows where they want to go. The DB already don't know where they want to go, but still being there. When plays need to be made, players made plays. Darius Slay, big play Slay, another week showing up. Big pass breakouts, being in position. Quinyon Mitchell's being who he is, sturdy and steadfast in what he does. Then when a guy like him go down, Isaiah Rodgers in the game, showing himself formidable, in the snow, going up against Puka Nakua and Cooper Kupp. I said before, Nakobe Dean going down, Oren Burks coming in, not missing the beat. Yes, isn't Nakobe, but you can't tell looking the way the defense is playing because it's about the cohesiveness. That's one thing about this defense that I've realized watching them on the field, seeing them around in the city, the cohesiveness, the togetherness that they have, the bond, the brotherhood that they have formed. Always with each other, always talking with each other, always communicating with each other. I've never seen, since the Jim Johnson days, I've never seen a defense like this particular defense of the Eagles communicate so much. If you go back and just, or even this week, look at when they play before the ball is snapped, They're just constantly talking. They say over communication is better in a game, in a team sport like football. Constantly hands are moving, constantly yelling, constantly talking with each other after the play. What we got to do and what we going on the sideline together. The over communication, I love it. Because this is how you win championships. This is how you get to a Super Bowl. And when your offense is playing all world, like against the Chiefs, that you're not sitting there, also the defense giving up yard after yard, first down after first down, touchdown after touchdown. And discipline. This is probably the least penalized defense I've seen. Because the technique is there. The homework and the study that they do in the film rooms are there. These are all the things that I've looked at and I've seen throughout the year that made me say what I say when I say the number one defense in the league, prior to the numbers actually matching what they were doing. After the bye week, this thing had the potential, seeing the way they was playing. I've said it again. I know I have my angst about certain players and could they progress and could they get better? They're showing that they can. And showing overall that it comes down to that you being a unit. Reed Blankenship, undrafted guy starting for a potential Super Bowl team. Bringing a guy back like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, everyone probably thought, he can't stay healthy, not necessarily a safety, and we know he plays there, but we're going to get someone else. And of course, I wanted, can't even think his name right. He's in Atlanta right now. The safety, absolutely, I wanted him. But maybe that wasn't what we needed. Maybe we needed the vocal leader like a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. All the credit to Howie Roseman putting this team together, because we'll get to the offense as well. But back to JC. He has arrived, people. Jalen Carter has arrived. Get used to this. This is what you're going to see on a regular basis. He can't be blocked. He can't be stopped if you want to get there. This is the best version. This isn't the best version of Jalen Carter we're going to see. He's only going to get better. We're talking about a 24-year-old who's already wreaking havoc. I just laid out the stats for you this past weekend. Forced fumble, tackles for loss, pressures. All the things you need from a defensive tackle, all the things that might not necessarily show up on the stat sheet. Jalen Carter just affects the game. Jalen Carter is a player that you're going to have to look at. Jalen Carter is a player that when offensive coordinators come into the week of playing the Eagles, they have to know where's Jalen Carter at all times. Jalen Carter will be the new Aaron Donald. Jalen Carter has that potential, has that ability in him. Strong, fast, quick feet. This is what the defense can build around. Now you got guys like Nolan Smith that now I know I can throw him out there and play because I know he's going to make plays. Nicole Deans and the Zach Bonds having them float around and just, only have to send 4 down linemen because you know somebody's going to get to the quarterback now. Now your linebackers can roam freely. Now your safeties can roam freely and make plays on the ball. You can get pressure with 4. It makes your day a whole lot better. And that's in the passing game or the run game. All the above. Shout out to the Eagles, man. NFC Championship game on the way. Let's dive into this game a little bit. Like I said, I gave you some stats on the defense. We all know the Eagles beat the Rams 28-22. Probably shouldn't have been that close, but like I said, dealing with a lot of different things with the weather and different things like that. Things just happen. It's playoff time. Nothing's going to come easy. Nothing whatsoever. Rams have 18 to 16 of our first downs that game. We all know what we did on the ground: 34 yards for 285 yards, 3 touchdowns, 21 rushes for 111 Rams. Efficient throwing, 15 for 20 yards, 128 yards. We'll get into that as well with Jalen Hurts. Obviously, he's always going to be discussion when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles. He's the quarterback of a Philadelphia Eagle team. 26 44 for 324 yards. Matthew Stafford. We sacked them 7 times for 63 yards versus our 5 for 33. Let's see what else. Fumbles. We had 2, but we didn't lose any. They had 3 fumbles, got lost 2 of theirs. 2, so that's the 2 turnovers to our 0. Another turnoverless game. We'll get into that as well. Again, penalties down, only 3 for 14 yards. Converted 6 of our 15 third downs. Completed our 1 4 down, and obviously the time of possession was always there, 30 minutes compared to their 29. We all know Jared Verse and the Rams had a day. But JC let them know from the rip. Yeah, you talking about the fans, Jared Verse? We don't do that here. Y'all seen the video of JC walking up to him while he want to take the long way around, walking past our end of the field while we warming up, getting ready. JC, hey, you all right? You all right? That's what I like in my defensive tackles. That's what I like in my defense. You know, in the past, our Eagles defenses, they were serviceable, they were good, they were average, they were above average at times, but we ain't had that dog like that. We wasn't out there being the enforcer. You seen Oren Burks on the kickoff the previous week against the Packers, laying it on him, pause, fumble. We ain't had that in the past. That's who we are now. We go out there and set the tone. We don't sit there and invite no one in our crib thinking they just gonna come in and do whatever. We go out there and set the tone. And JC letting them know, yeah, you talking, so let's go. Let's go. Hurts, like I said, 15 for 20 to 128 yards, 91.2 passer rating. Obviously, the 7 sacks. Excuse me, he had 7 attempts. He rushed for 70 yards. He had a touchdown early on in the game, which got us up big early on in the game. Not much going on pass, and we'll get into the pass and attack. So it basically was a defensive game, you know, with the type of game it was. I expected it. Once I heard snow and things, listen, we're not going to sit there and just be throwing it all over the yard. Matthew Stafford threw 44 times because he had to. He had to. He absolutely had to. He absolutely had to. That's why. So let's get into this offense, because I know everyone wants to talk about the offense. Jalen Hurts, the passing attack. I need fans, especially, because I'm not going to say media, because media are going to say whatever they're going to say to make sure they get the views, get the clicks, get people talking about whatever they're talking about. But I need fans to understand that when we play whomever, whatever the condition is, whatever's going on within the game, we are going to do what's best to win the game. If you're looking for 300 yards, Jalen Hurts absolutely can do it. Without a doubt. In my mind, can Jalen Hurts go out there and throw the ball? Absolutely. Absolutely. Not sitting here saying he's going to throw it around like he's Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. But if he has to do it and throw the ball, and even in this game, make key plays throwing the ball in the snow. Do we not forget the A.J. Brown slant that was caught for a first down? Although he had some misses early on, did we not forget the dime that he threw to A.J. Brown that was dropped for a touchdown? Or the first quarter first down that A.J. Brown dropped? Beautiful passes to Smitty at times as well. So I know my quarterback can go out there and do it if it's called. Like I said, AJ Brown, 7 targets, 2 catches for 14 yards. It wasn't his best day. He also has some drops in there as well. Drop percentage, he dropped 2 balls. Devontae Smith caught all 4 of his catches for 21 yards. Saquon was targeted. He caught for all 4 of his for 27. Dallas got all 4 of his for 56 yards. These are the things that I know he can do it. But if it doesn't cause for why? Why did we want to see Jalen Hurts throw for 300 yards in the snow, in a blizzard, when you got the best running back in the NFL behind there, who showed you why he's the best running back in the NFL, running behind the best offensive line in the NFL? Why would we want Jalen Hurts to throw for 300 yards when you sit here, you can hand the ball to Saquon Barkley only 26 times? Let's not forget that. 26 times. It wasn't a heavy load. I already said every game between 25 to 30 touches in general, I want Saquon to have. That's just touches. So divide it up however you want to run. But he only rushed 26 times for 205 yards for 2 touchdowns. His longest run was 78 yards. 4 catches for 27 yards. So you're talking about he reached his 30 mark, like I said. 30 times total. So why would you sit there and force something that don't need to be forced? Let me put up a stat here, because this is why I defend Jalen, and I know his deficiencies. I know at times he can be frustrating, holding on to the ball, taking sacks and things of that nature. But one, he's not going to turn the ball over. He would rather hear the nonsense of you guys than turn the ball over, because guess what? That's going to be the other thing. He's turning the ball over too much. But this is why I say he gets an unfair shake with everything that he says. I mean, everything that he does on the field. The most criticized and the most over-analyzed quarterback in the NFL. These are the stats between Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts this past Sunday. Josh Allen against the Ravens and Jalen Hurts against the Rams. Jalen Hurts 15 for 20, 128 yards. Josh Allen 16 for 22 for 127 yards. I want you guys to look at that stat line, right? Look at that stat line real good. Now tell me who you think they're sitting there talking about in every network, every radio, every TV, as far as being a liability to his team, versus who you think they're talking about that he's having such a great year, that he's just doing what he has to do to win games. I'll wait. You know what? I'm not going to wait any longer, because I absolutely can tell you that Jalen Hurts gets all the criticism and the flack for being efficient. Being efficient. 15 for 20, 128 yards, making the plays where it needs to be made. Doing his job, being a quarterback, and then also realizing, hey, I don't need to. I have 2-6 behind me, especially in a blizzard, in a snowstorm. Make the plays that I need to make through on my arm, with my arm. Did we forget what he did on that drive prior to the run by Saquon Barkley for the touchdown? That's where the big third down, first down catch to AJ Brown came from. That's where the 2 passes, remember, the rollout right, the rollout left, completed first down passes to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. That's what we seen from him, our quarterback, making plays. And we call him the GOAT. Every day. Is he Tom Brady? Remains to be seen. He has a long way to go. No one's Tom Brady right now. But that's who Tom Brady was early on in his career. Led by a great defense and him making timely plays, timely clutch plays. Only winning Super Bowls by 3 points. Later on in his career, absolutely. We seen Tom Brady throw for 500 yards against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But what happened in that game? Loss. So this notion of we gotta throw better, get it out your head, people. The Eagles are going to do whatever it takes to win game. That doesn't diminish who our quarterback is. Because I believe our quarterback can still make those plays if need be. But when your team is constructed the way it's constructed, why would you bang your head against the wall? Why? To prove who? The media? To prove to who? Fans? We're trying to win a championship. Number dos in Philadelphia. Number dos in Philadelphia's. Number 2 in Philadelphia. That's what we're looking for. So we're not trying to sit here and prove to you that we can throw the ball. No. And fans have to realize that as well. Fans have to realize that as well. Already creating like absolutely. Because we go on to win this championship. If the Eagles go on to win this championship, this will be the Jalen Carter game. This particular game will go down in history. Just like a lot of things that happen, when we won the championship, the double doink by Jake Elliott, all those things like that, the memorable times that happened. This is going to be remembered forever. You got Commanders fans in here. That's not happening, but we invite it all. We invite it all. Talk your talk. Talk it. We invite it all. 31-7. Commanders next victim that they blow out like the Vikings. So we supposed to get blown out. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. So he's saying we're gonna blow the Commanders out. Okay. I did see someone else in here that was talking about. But still, they talking on Twitter. They talking on everywhere. Oh, Commanders next victim. Commanders coming into town. They hot. And that's a great segue that we're going to talk about the Commanders as well, knowing that we got that game coming up. Just a little preview of what I think. This Friday, we definitely going to have another stream previewing the game in full, breaking it down. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you stay tapped in with that because we definitely gonna have a great show Friday. Working on some guests to come on as well, get their insight as well. But Commanders NFC Championship game. Jaden Daniels, definitely playing well. Rookie of the year, all that type of stuff. I absolutely agree. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't see what he's doing, how he's playing, how he's progressed throughout the year. But this ain't the Lions. This isn't who you played previously. You're coming to the link where these fans are going to be crazy. This defense isn't who you think these other teams were. You got to remember Chauncey Gardner-Johnson last time they played got kicked out as well. So it was a lot of picking on Tristan McCullum on the back end at safety. But then also, you got Jaden Daniels. I have Jalen Hurts. Let's not forget, we was off to a 2-score possession before Jalen Hurts got injured in that game. Who knows how that game was going to go? And presently speaking, that defense that the Commanders have isn't very good. It's not very good. Although the Lions lost to the Commanders, one thing I seen, and I even tweeted it, that I'm not scared of either team, and both things showed up during that game. One, you could touch Jared Goff, and once you start hitting him, it's a different story. He starts seeing ghosts, happy feet, all that. And two, the Washington Commanders defense, and specifically their run defense, is not very good. Gibbs was running all over the place. 2 touchdowns, was gaining, I want to say they said between 8 to 10 yards a carry. So what do you think they're going to do with Saquon? Because even if you load up the box, you've seen that with the Rams. That 78-yard run by Saquon Barkley, that was a loaded box. The read option that my QB1, Jalen Hurts, took for 44 yards and a touchdown, that was on a loaded box. But then even at that, now you're leaving one-on-one with my wide receivers. Then now, yes, my quarterback going to make the plays of throwing it. The defense of the Washington Commanders can definitely be had. And I do believe if we go up on the Commanders, we just started this show talking about Jalen Carter and those boys up front. It's tee off time. It's tee off time. And the boys, what's the slogan of this year? Let's hunt, baby. Let's hunt. Let's hunt. Let's hunt. I feel good about this week. NFC Championship game. So I know it's going to be tight for the most part. Plays going to be made. Do you want to blow out? Absolutely. But let's just be realistic. A division rival, seeing them for the third time. Although missing players the second time around we played them, still playing them for the third time. It's going to be a whole different game. A whole different game. We're going to keep moving on. I appreciate everyone being here. It's going to be a quick one today because, like I said, we got something special Friday. Between the afternoon and or evening, will obviously more news and information will be put out. So, like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because you'll be up to date with everything that we're doing. So we're going to dive into the preview of this game. But injury news, we all know Quinyon Mitchell went out with a shoulder this past game. And obviously Jalen Hurts got his knee twisted up, so was a little hobbled with that as well. But for all intents and purposes, it looks like they'll be playing this week. I believe it was Jason Dumars, CBS Sports. Good friend of mine reported that, from what he's hearing from sources in the building, both guys will be playing this week. I know the first practice is today. Obviously, no media is invited today. They do have a practice later on at the link. I believe Friday, it is. So obviously, we'll see how this week go. Who practices, who doesn't practice, how much they practice, to see exactly what's going on. But I look forward to this game. And if you're saying we get 2 key guys back like that, and they're healthy enough to play, and they're not limited as much, that's great. But then we also know that we got guys that can come in and be competent and do what they need to do and play. Shout out Isaiah Rodgers and Keely Ringo. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I look forward to this game. Wholeheartedly look forward to this. Like I said, Saquon Barkley is amazing. We ain't even got to talk about him. We know what he did. 205 yards, 2 TDs. That boy is just special. I cannot believe the New York Giants let that man go. Because it's just amazing that they can sit there knowing how special he is and go and pay a quarterback that they had question marks about for years. And not only let him walk, you let him walk to a division rival that the next year he's there, they on the verge of breaking through to the Super Bowl. At this point, they should have just cut. They should have let Daniel Jones go and just pay Saquon that $180 million. F it. Give him $40 million a year. Who cares? Because even in this sense, it would have been more paid off more dividends for you guys this year than it would have keeping Daniel Jones. Keeping Daniel Jones. The gift that just keeps on giving. Each and every week, it just show you something special. So I look forward to this game. I know I'm excited because, listen, y'all meet me on Broad Street. When they win, we running. We out there. Cold and all. Meet me on Broad Street. We out there. We're going to have a time because this looks like one of those routes that we can get to the Super Bowl. And if the way this defense is playing the way that they're playing, this game in the Super Bowl itself, we have a great chance to finish the deal and bring number two to Philadelphia. And before we get out of here, in other news, obviously, Sixers lose again to a big one in Denver. I don't know what's going on down there. It's just a mess down there. No one plays every night. Tyrese Maxey is finally frustrated. Press conference with him displaying his frustration about who in the lineup, who's out of the lineup, who's plays, late for meetings, things. There's just a lot going on. It's a mess down there in Sixers town. So there's not much to really talk about when it comes to them because at this point, they're on the verge of not even making the playoffs in the play-in team at this moment. So that's how bad it is down in Sixers country. But it doesn't matter. We're going to keep it moving because we're going to get up on out of here. But before we go, after every Eagles victory, you know how we leave every show. And if you're with me right now, you know what time it is. Sing my song. If you're going to be all right, Eagles fans, trust me. First going for 300 yards, that's a regular season topic. It's playoff time. We're going to do whatever it needs to do to win a game. And that's how we're going to do it. Let's go win this championship, y'all. I'm your boy AB, and we are out of here.